Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Gemini, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link, my official Instagram, both listed in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Wow, Gemini, like my throat chakra almost closed up on me there during that interview. What? Spirit? I don't know where all these it's like Spirit hijacked my my voice for a second there. Not in a scary way, just in a like, they just really wanted me to say the word interview. And maybe you have an interview, a job interview, or some kind of interview coming up, and you might be feeling a little tongue-tied or a little nervous. Don't be nervous, Gemini. First of all, you are represented by the very planet of communication, right? Mercury, you got this. That's number one. And I didn't have to pull cards to tell you that. Gemini can do anything. It's sell themselves and convince people of their charisma and their intelligence simply by who they are. But internally, you could be very nervous. So this is a Spirit's way to recognize your nervousness and to say, you've got this and they've got you, okay? And also anybody that would choose not to select you for X, Y, and Z, it's their loss, not yours. Felt very important to say that. I'm going to be using 2 decks for your reading today. Maybe this one's going to be about an interview. I don't know. For the overall energy, we're going to be taking a card from Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. And for the tarot portion of the reading, the Princess Bride Tarot. The cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Angels, spirits, guides, what messages do you have for Gemini? This is for Gemini. Okay. Yeah, if this very much relates to how I see you. I always relate the King of Swords to my Gemini collective. You got number 9, which corresponds to the Hermit card, which is a Virgo energy. This very spiritual, insular, quiet, meditative, contemplative energy of the Hermit. The card is the Ringmaster of Scrutiny. Discernment, clear vision, and details. Did you hear that long honk outside? That is Spirit. Okay? Affirming you. This, for me as a reader, right? Spirit gives me like the lexicon, the vocabulary, the state of reference from my life to be able to use that language to be able to channel messages to you, right? And I always attribute the King of Swords to Gemini. Very rarely, if ever, do I not do that. It's always a Gemini card for me, and Spirit knows this. And so the fact that this card basically describes the qualities of the King of Swords, it just further enhances the fact that you're sitting in your own power. And what is he doing, right? He's a magician. He's an alchemist. He's sitting inside of a library. He's got the books on the table. And there's a little bit of magic here too. You have some little fairy or fae energy also working on your side. Fae energy up here as well. You're weaving something magical into being. There's a strong force of manifestation. You're making it happen. And there's a close eye. You're keeping a close eye on something because, well, there's like a little rat right there, which I think is interesting. But then there's this magnifying glass looking at something very closely. The rat, of course, not of course, I don't know about other people, but like it makes me think of Harry Potter. Because now they're saying I can smell a rat. Gemini, are you sussing somebody out? I can smell a rat. I know a rat when I see one. It's very funny when somebody thinks that they can pull the wool over your eyes. It's almost like who do they think that they're dealing with? So you can see it coming from a mile away. Because the rat in Harry Potter, right, we know, was the animal alter ego of one of the baddies in the story of Harry Potter, Peter Pettigrew. That's interesting. You could be dealing with a Peter. You're definitely dealing with somebody who thinks that they're hiding in plain sight, but you can see it. It's very clear. The issue is that, thank you, Spirit. You see, like please take that as a confirmation. The issue is that other people might not see it. Other people might look at that energy or that animal there and just, it's harmless. It's not doing anything. Next thing you know, a rat's chewed through your whole book, your whole plan. Do you know that, like, rats chew through cardboard and electrical wiring and, like they're tenacious. So you do not want that to escalate. And I feel like something like that is happening right now, where you have a rat in your midst and you are trying to mitigate something. Because look at the wand is pointing directly at this rat. I mean, I don't know if he's turning something into a rat or he's turning the rat into something else. Maybe turning the rat into something else. It's almost like you're going to twist something to your advantage. The Ringmaster of Scrutiny. Maybe you do something for a living that requires you to be a kind of auditor. This is very resonant for a very specific Gemini that I know. You're looking at something very closely. You're looking at every single detail. All the I's dotted, all the T's crossed. That's what Spirit just said. And there is no perfect person than you to do it. Someone feels threatened by that, but you're going to take care of it in short order. But you're going to do that by kind of being a loner about it, a lone wolf. The number 9, the Hermit card referenced there. There's this, you keep the inner circle very small. I'm gonna pull 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier, past, present, future, and at the end, I'll pull a card of advice from Spirit. I am only taking uprights in this reading. Lots of cards just came out. Okay, all the cards just came out. One extra came out. I'll take that as part of the overall energy. The Two of Florins, or the Two of Pentacles. I hope that you all have seen The Princess Bride. It's okay if you haven't. I know this movie so intimately that it just allows another layer of reference to be put upon the interpretation of the card, because Spirit knows that I know this movie so well. Sorry if the lighting, that there's lots of wind and sun and clouds and everything, so it's kind of hard to, I'm not really sure how this is going to go, but anyway. Two of Florins, or the Two of Pentacles. These two are kind of partners, if you want to call them that, the Giant and the Swordsman. But the Two of Pentacles talks about multitasking, and so you could be doing a lot of juggling at this time. Multitasking, a lot of responsibilities, and you're managing everything. The problem with the Two of Pentacles is that there's always this scenario, and I like to call it my arms are tired, because it's usually just one person juggling pentacles up and down, up and down. And I always like to call it the card of arms getting tired, because at some point all of that is going to be too much for us to handle, because we're splitting our attention. And so when the card comes up, thank you, Spirit. I always like to remind people that, you know, we can think that we're being super productive, but when we actually split our attention, sometimes we leave things undone, unfinished. I speak from massive experience with this. I can multitask a lot, but sometimes it's hard for me to close the circuit. And it's the number one thing that I teach my team. Close the circle, close the loop, always close the loop. I do it, but it's hard. It's hard when you have so many demands put upon you and responsibilities. And so I feel that that's the energy that you're kind of going through right now, that you could have a lot of responsibilities on your plate. Yes, you are managing it, but to what end? At what cost? Spirit is asking you, is there any way? Because look, if there's something here that you're working on, a big project where you have to be very discerning and paying attention to the details, it might behoove you to look at lesser activities, lesser projects, and delegate those out to others, right? It's almost like, which one of these things is more valuable to my time, to how I spend my time, and what can I delegate away? Okay, that's part of the overall energy. In the past energy, number 20 of the Major Arcana, the Judgment card. So it's interesting because this right here is supposed to represent like a miracle pill. It's coated in chocolate. The main characters, these characters actually, they visit, oh, it's interesting. Oh, sorry. I need to show both of these cards to you. It's clarified by number 9, the Hermit. So now the Hermit energy showed up twice in this reading with the number 9. So here's Miracle Max and his witchy wife, whose name is Valerie. Now that I think about it, I think her name is Valerie. Yeah, because he goes, not another word, Valerie. That's just ironic, because I know a very important Valerie. So the Hermit and the Judgment card in the past energy, 2 Major Arcana. Whenever we talk about Major Arcana cards in the tarot, it describes the first 22 cards of any tarot deck, any standard tarot deck, that represent the archetypes of human experience, the divinely guided energies that kind of intervene in our lives to help push things along. So in this very important scene, one of the main characters is in some dire straits. They're on death's door. And these two people are charged with bringing that person back to life, resurrecting, as the judgment card would dictate, resurrecting something from the past, from the dead. The Hermit card again, about quiet contemplation, spiritual enlightenment, spiritual up-leveling. In the past energy, you could have been doing a lot of questioning about your purpose. Not just your purpose. Spirit just said your usefulness. Now, Spirit's not saying you're not useful. You are questioning your usefulness in some capacity. And then you had to make a choice about it. You had to make a choice about which path you were going to follow. I dare say that you did make a choice about it because you put a lot of contemplation behind it. Put a lot of thought, a lot of care behind it. Can I get a clarifier for the past energy for Gemini? Ace of Wands, brand new beginning. I'm going to take that brand new beginning, Spirit. That's what you said. That's very interesting. I took a walk in this county park this morning, and I really wanted to consider walking with a walking stick so that I could ground myself a little more. Maybe you have a walking stick. Maybe you are interested in grounding yourself. The Ace of Wands, all the aces are from Spirit. They represent brand new beginnings from Spirit. And when we look at the Wands suit, which is all about the fiery energies, creativity, impulsiveness, inspiration, aggressiveness, get up and go, get up and do, go out and wander, go out and explore, be inspired. Spirit is bringing something in, or has brought something in that you embraced, right? Because the idea is that Spirit gives to us and are our hands available to take from Spirit, or rather to receive. Take felt really harsh when I said it. To receive from Spirit, to say thank you, to be in gratitude and say, thank you, Spirit. I welcome this brand new fiery beginning, this inspired beginning. So it's almost like things from the past that might have been useful to you in the past are now coming back again, but in a new, exciting way. The apple there, they feel fruitful, Spirit just said. In the present energy, here we have another 2. The twos are very interesting, right? Because it always infers like an oppositional energy. The 2 of Goblets or the 2 of Cups, and usually the 2 of Cups is a great card. It's about divine partnership, divine union, but it can also talk about the connection between you in the earthly plane and you in the 5D, your soul. When your soul and your 3D self come into alignment, it's like you're for the first time you're listening to your intuition. Your intuition comes from your 5D self. But in this particular deck and in this particular card, and I'm going to look at it in the particular, these 2 characters are absolute adversaries, enemies. Are they equals? You could argue that they might be equals of sorts. There is a victor at the end. There's poison in one of the goblets. You know what, this card, only in this deck, because of the rendering, because of the references it's making, do I want to say Thank you, Spirit. That it's almost like someone poisoned the well. Someone poisoned the well. I think I'm going to have to show this reading to my Gemini person. The well could just be like the well of consciousness, not a physical well. I should hope not. Like a well of consciousness or a narrative, a story. They put a thought, you know, because now I see Hamlet and I see, you know, I hope you know the story of Hamlet, but there is a poisoning in Hamlet, and there's this liquid that gets poured into an ear, right? So what does that also represent? It can represent bad thoughts, bad words, negativity in the ear. And it's causing you to question your intuition, question yourself, question your intuition. And then it's clarified by the Death card, number 13 of the Major Arcana, Scorpio energy. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. Doesn't have to be, but you could be. Endings bringing new beginnings. You got the Judgment card and the Death card. This is like a very powerful combination here. Endings bringing new beginnings. Rocky seas. Things could be feeling rather emotional at this time. This could be dealing with a family issue. Just take it as it resonates. You are trying to suss something out. You're trying to figure out how the well water was sullied. You're trying to look at the source. That could have to do, as you have been in hermit mode, that could have to do with some family lineage healing. Some kind of trauma that you experienced. If it's a work scenario, like getting to the bottom of miscommunication and putting an end to it once and for all. Outsmarting it. Let me get a clarifier for the present energy. Two cards came out. 2 5s. Wow. This is very powerful. You got 2 2s and 2 5s. The Major Arcana number 5, the Hierophant card. This is Taurus. Represents it can represent, well, then this one, it represents marriage. Right? This is the classic marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today. That blessed arrangement, that dream within a dream. But it can also represent rules, regulations, standards, codes of conduct, policies. The things we have to abide by. It's clarified by the 5 of Wands. I asked for clarification on the present energy. There's a lot of internal struggle. Okay, I'll just put it to you that way. 5 of Wands speaks to me of internal struggle, like fighting with ourselves, debating within the self, wanting to move this way, wanting to move this way, and wanting to move that way, and just being pulled in so many directions. And Spirit showing up here in various forms. This could be something that you saw in meditation. You could have seen some kind of depiction of Spirit in a space of quiet contemplation. I just heard the phrase, pull yourself together, man. I don't know where that came from, but I heard it clear as day. Pull yourself together, man. That's from Spirit. There's just, basically what I'm saying is there's somebody here that like put doubt in your mind. They put doubt. And whether it's a job scenario, a family scenario, or a relationship thing, or all three, there's doubt in your mind, and Spirit wants you to really pull your resources, your internal guidance system, to be able to discern what is your truth, the truth, which are two different things, the truth and your truth, and what you believe, and what you want, and what you want to happen. Got to be very clear. Got like 3 major arcanas so far. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas. It's not that many cards on the table. That's a lot of major arcanas. Spirit has their hand in this. In the future potential, King of Florins, King of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you're gonna prosper because you're you. You're gonna find a way. You're gonna strategize. And it's interesting because the King of Pentacles, as this is, that's an earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But you see here, he's forging a sword. And swords often represent truth and clarity in the tarot. You are represented to me by the King of Swords. So even in this card, the King of Swords still exists as the representation of that sword. It's like your reputation precedes you. That's how strong your presence is, Gemini. And you see this big bag of money? What a nice big bag of money. That's abundance. That's abundance coming in for you in the future potential. You got your third two of swords. But what Spirit is asking you not to do is be all confused and blind to the truth and just seeing what you want to see, because here's a sword again. There's a sword here behind his back, and there's a dagger here as a threat. Take the blinders off, Gemini, and see someone or something as it actually is. Look at it as it actually is, and then make your assessment. I'm going to get a card of advice from Spirit. Card of advice from, thank you, Queen of Wands. Yeah, I mean, it's like, don't forget who you are. Don't forget your charisma and your attractiveness and your internal power. The Queen of Wands is the divine feminine behind the masculine, right? Like, she's the power behind the throne. She's the power behind the throne. Look at her hand is open. That's interesting. Damn. This could be like someone in your life, like a partner. That wants to pick up the mantle with you. Because it's almost like she's saying, I almost feel like she's saying, put that wand in my hand. I'll pick up this wand and I'll run with it. We can do this. Spirit just said Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie and Clyde? Aren't they like kind of a famous duo? But they were kind of crooks, right? They were criminals. Very famous though, Bonnie and Clyde. Spirit just said thick as thieves. I feel like this is a partner. Somebody close to you that wants to help you and is determined. You're gonna shine a light on something. I need one more card because that's that's strange. That's a strange. Nine of Wands. Yeah, they're gonna help carry you. It's like us against the world. The wounded warrior living to fight another day. Thank you, Spirit. I needed that confirmation because I was like slightly unsure. And I was like, I need a little bit more. Us against the world. You have a true ally in your midst, Gemini. Recognize who they are and let them be your friend. Because whatever it is that you are having to scrutinize right now, it's going to take a lot of your mental energy. It's going to take a lot of your time. But there's a little bit of a mystery. Someone has poisoned the well. And the two of you now have to figure out what it is, who it is, why it is, and what you're going to do about it. And I think you will, obviously. There's something, there's a cycle that's coming to an end. And all of this could be like metaphor for internal healing. Someone poisoned the well that feeds into your heart. So you find out the source of that so you can eliminate it and restore the love and the heart to its rightful place. That's your reading, Gemini. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Gemini.